Okay, in this video, we will see the complex tissues. So, under complex tissues, we have xylem and phloem. So, first today we will see the means about the xylem. So, first, what is a complex tissue? Here, see, complex means the name itself shows that a complex tissue consists of more than one type of cells. So, means different types of cells performing a diverse function. They unite together and perform a diverse function. So, a complex tissue is a consist of more than one type of cells, means different types of cells performing a diverse function, so which include xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. These xylem and phloem are help in transportation of food materials like organic material, minerals, and as well as water. So these two means xylem and phloem also known as a conductive tissues. So they are directly involved in the conduction of both water as well as food material. Here, one more thing is this xylem and phloem are these complex tissues which constitute a major part of vascular bundles. These are the main tissues in the formation of vascular bundles. So hence we also called as a vascular tissues. These two tissues also known as a vascular tissues. See here two names are there: complex tissues, conductive tissues, as well as vascular tissues. Okay, so now we will see the xylem. Okay, so here xylem. So xylem structurally, which consists of both living and non-living cells. Its main function is transportation of water and minerals from root to shoot or root to different parts of the plant. The main function of xylem is transportation of water and minerals which are absorbed by the root from the soil and up to the topmost part of the plant or different parts of the plants. Okay, this is the main function. This xylem also provide a support to the plant. Also provide support to the plant. So the xylem in the stem, also known as a wood, means whatever the wood we are using for commercial purpose is the xylem. Okay. So now generally this xylem means it is a complex tissue composed of different types of cells. They are the xylem elements. Generally we used to call them as a xylem elements. So here the xylem generally consists of four types of xylem elements, or four types of, nothing but four types of cells. They are tracheids, vessels, means xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem fibers, and xylem parenchyma cells. See, once again I am repeating. So xylem tracheids, or simply we call it as tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers, xylem parenchyma. Okay, here generally this the xylem, generally we will see primary xylem and secondary xylem. So generally this primary xylem originates from the procambium of apical meristem, whereas the secondary xylem from the vascular cambium. Okay, so here whether it is a primary xylem or a secondary xylem, whatever it is, which consists of these four elements, in these four elements mostly these three are non-living. First three, tracheids, vessel, xylem fibers are, I mean generally they are non-living. Okay, but whereas xylem parenchyma is a living tissue or living cells. Okay, now we will see one by one. So what is tracheids, how they perform their role in the xylem, what is its structure. Okay, we will see one by one. Here tracheids are the a long, a single cell, non-living water conducting elements of the xylem. They are the very long, non-living, okay, single cell. Okay, suppose for example this is one tracheid, very long, is a single cell. It's a non-living structure. There is no protoplasm in the cell, so it is a non-living structure. Okay, so very hard because their cell wall is deposited with the lignin. In the cell wall, there is a high deposition of lignin. Clear? And also which shows the means pits, which shows the pits. So here the tracheids are elongated and cell with the tapering ends. The ends are tapered here. So the end is the, I mean, tracheid cell is ended with a tapered ends like this. Okay. So here one more thing, the lignin, whatever the lignin is there in the cell wall, the lignin deposition is not uniform. Suppose here the deposition is very high. See, the deposition is here very high. Here somewhat less. Again, the deposition is very high. There is no uniform lignin deposition in the cell wall. Okay. Okay, I will see the structure also. You will see the structure. Okay, this is the different mean tracheids having a different, I mean, uh, thickenings in the cell wall, means lignin depositions. Okay, so the here xylem tracheids are situated one above the other, and the end wall is contact with the other. So water diffuses through the pits. There are different pits. Okay, either a simple pit or a bordered pit. So generally these are two types, either whether it is a simple or a bordered pit. So through these pits the water conduction takes place, and the one end of the xylem tracheid is a contact with the other end. So suppose this is a one end, then the second one is here contact with the first one like this. Okay, okay, there are pits. Okay, we will see the pit structure in the next slide. Okay, the lignin deposition is not uniform. So because of this reason, there are different, I mean, cell wall thickenings. You will see the different secondary wall layers are deposited in different manners due to this reason, means not deposited uniformly. Because of this reason, we will get a different manners, different structures of secondary walls. They may be annual rings, like here. Annually means like a ring-like structures, like ring-like structures. Okay. So sometimes spirally deposited, spiral, like this. Okay. Okay. Sometimes scalariform. So here the scalariform means lignin deposition is in the form of means closely arranged transverse bands. Closely arranged a transverse bands, like a band. Here, see. Okay. Sometimes reticulate. Here you see the lignin deposition is means look like a network, like a network. Okay, I think it is very clear. Okay, this is a annual, a spiral, a scalariform, or reticulate, okay, or pitted, or sometimes pitted means pits in the form of a simple pit, or else in the a bordered pit. Okay, this is a pitted form. These are all pits. So this is about the tracheids. First, what is a trachea? What is its structure? Whether it is a living or non-living? Okay, what is what is there in the cell wall? How the lignin deposition takes place in the cell wall, in the secondary walls particularly, because of means not uniform deposition, how they get a different structures, and what is their names and their diagrammatic representations. Okay, this is enough. Now, what is the function of this tracheids? The main function of tracheids is conduction of water, minerals, and also for mechanical support. Mechanical support, because a conduction of water and minerals means there is a very large lumen in the center. There is a large, like a pipe, like a gap, that is a lumen. Okay, through this, the water conduction takes place. They play a key role in this water conduction. Okay, now our next one is, yeah, we'll see the pits. Here, generally, we will see two types of pits. One is simple pit, second one is bordered pit. Simple pit and bordered pit. So here, simple pit means where they are having only a primary wall without any secondary thickenings. See, this is a cell wall, just imagine. So this is a cell wall. In the cell wall, you will see only a primary wall. This is the middle lamella and the primary wall. Okay, generally they are present in this area where only primary wall without any secondary wall. So the movement of molecules, the movement of whatever minerals or water molecules takes place directly through this gap. Okay. So whereas the bordered pit, this is a somewhat a special structure. There is a special mechanism is there. It's a quite complicated one. So generally this complicated one, generally we will see this the secondary wall partially, the secondary wall takes its outgrowth. Here these are the secondary wall outgrowths. Clear? Okay. Generally their shape is a dome shape. They look like a dome shape with a small perforation in the middle. There is a small perforation in the middle. There is a gap in the middle. The primary wall develops a thickening in the central part is known as torus. Whatever the primary wall is there, they develop a small thickening central controlling part, like closing and opening mechanism like this. Okay, this part is developed from the primary. Okay, so this is known as a torus. See, this is in the center now. Okay, the torus is well developed in the bordered bit. Okay, so this torus is surrounded by a small microfibril. See, this small microfibril. This microfibril is known as Marco. Now this torus act as a valve which control the movement of molecules. Now it is in the opening position. Okay, like this. So here this is in the closed position. Now it closes this area like a wall. So there is no movement. Okay, so such mechanism is there. So this is a bordered bit. This one is a simple bit. So I think it is very clear. Okay. Okay, now we will see the vessels. These are the structures of different elements. This is then whatever we had so far is set tracheids. This is the xylem vessel. This is the xylem fiber. This fourth one is xylem parenchyma, a living cell. So it shows the cytoplasm as well as nucleus because it is a living cell. Okay. Now a second one is vessels. Second one is xylem vessels or trachea. We also call it as trachea. Okay. These xylem vessels are very long, non-living, cylindrical, a tube-like dead cells. Vessels also a dead cells. They are very long, means structure is cylindrical like a tube. Okay, so here generally this vessels also arises from the procambium or cambial cells in the primary as well as in the secondary xylem. Okay, so generally these xylem elements usually enlarge means rapidly prior to deposition of secondary wall material. Okay. So only primary wall remains constant in thickness except at the site of formation of uh, I mean future performance, perforation. There are some perforation plates here in the xylem vessels. Okay, so see these are the different types of perforated plates. So here the perforated plates where the pores are arranged in a different manners. Here you see the pores are arranged in a scleriform type. So if only the perforation plate contain only one large pore, that is known as a simple perforation plate. Remember, if a perforation plate contains only one large pore is known as simple perforation plate. If there are several pores in it, they are called as multiple perforation plate. This is a multiple perforation because there are 6 7 pores are here. Only here you see only one pore is there. This is a simple plate, perforation plate. This is a multiple perforation plate. Okay. In the multiple perforation plate, the pores are generally arranged in several ways. See, these are the different way of arrangement of pores. Okay. Okay. Generally, when pores are arranged in a reticulate manner, they are called reticulate type. If they are arranged in a reticulate manner, that is reticulate perforation plate. If the pores are elongated and arranged in a parallel series, they are called scariform. They are called sclariform. See, parallel. Okay, sometimes the perforation plates are circular or grouped together. Okay, so these are the perforation plates. About the perforation plate, first, what is perforation plate? What is simple perforation plate? What is a multiple perforation plate? And what are the arrangement of what is the arrangement of pores on perforation plates? Clear? I think you are clear. Now, generally these xylem vessels exclusively present in angiosperms only. You will see these xylem vessels in angiosperms, but there are some exceptions. These vessels also occur in a gymnosperms, few gymnosperms, example Ephedra, Welwitschia and Needham. In these three gymnosperms, you can also see these vessels. Okay, both these tracheids as well as the vessels are very similar. They are having they are look like a capillary tubes. Okay, capillary tubes. So the main function of vessels is for conduction of water. So see, this is the structural difference of between the tracheids as well as the vessels. Okay, so in the this is the tracheid, this is a vessel. So first we will see the similarities. So both are a long structures. They does not have any cytoplasm, so they are non-living. They are hollow tubes like structures. Okay, walls are deposited with lignin in both the cases. Okay, so here that the here we see the pits. Okay, bordered pit, whether it is a simple pit or a bordered pit. So both are directly involved in the main function is conduction of water and minerals, and also give some mechanical support. Okay. So next one is xylem fibers. The third one is xylem fibers. So here xylem means wood, fiber means fiber. So it is also referred as a wood fiber, also referred as wood fiber. Okay. It is also a dead cell. Okay. So the two ends of fibers are tapering to a wedge shape. The cell wall is usually very thick. if you see the structure of a fiber, if you see the structure of a fiber, it is very long, okay, tapered ends with a wedge shape, very sharp ending. Okay, the cell wall is usually very thick. Okay, so this, because there is a secondary wall thickenings because of the lignin deposition. Clear? So here the lignin deposition in the alumina fiber become narrow. So because of this deposition, heavy deposition, so whatever the gap is there, the central one is there, that is lumen. Lumen is very narrow lumen. Narrow lumen. So their main function is mechanical, which provide mechanical support. Which, so generally these fibers, then most important for giving mechanical support is a plant. Okay, so these fibers, we can sometimes, we may separate fibers, may be separate as which we can found in many families like Meliaceae, like Anacardiaceae and Sapindaceae. Okay, generally these fibers are two types. One is a fiber tracheids, second one is libriform fibers. Already we had about these types of xylem fibers in our last videos, but only I am mentioning here the names, fiber tracheids and libriform fibers. Okay, next we will go to the next one, that is xylem parenchyma or wood parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma or wood parenchyma. This xylem parenchyma or wood parenchyma we can found in both the primary and secondary xylem, but more commonly in the primary xylem. More commonly in the primary xylem. Okay, what, because it is a living tissue. Living tissue. So xylem parenchyma has no definite shape. It may be a some rectangular shape. Sometimes it may be a round shape. Sometimes it may be a oval shape. Okay, there are some irregular shapes. Okay, so then the cell wall is thick with the deposition of cellulose. Just remember, here it is in a living cell because the deposition is cellulose, whereas in the remaining elements deposited with lignin. Okay, so here the cell, each parenchyma, xylem parenchyma cell possesses a protoplasm. Okay, which possesses a protoplasm because it is in a living cell. The main function of this xylem parenchyma is storage of food. Storage of food in the form of a starch or in the form of a fat, in the form of some secondary metabolites, okay, or in the crystals. So this is about the xylem parenchyma. But the second thing is, whatever the parenchyma found in the secondary xylem are classified into two types. Classified into two types. They are axial parenchyma or wood parenchyma. Second one is ray parenchyma. Axial parenchyma, ray parenchyma. AXILE. Second one is ray parenchyma. So axial or wood parenchyma is derived from the fusiform cambial initial cells. So whereas the ray parenchyma originate from the ray initials of fusiform cambials. Okay. So here in the last, so what is the if you see the complete structure of a xylem includes all the elements, they are arranged like this, you see. So here whatever the central one, this one is a xylem vessel, okay. This one is a xylem vessel. See, this is a plate, perforated plate, okay. So these are all different pits, bordered pits. Generally these are all bordered pits, okay. So this xylem vessel is just there is an attachment with the xylem fiber, very long, see, very long, narrow lumen wedge tapped with wedge ends cells are there. Clear? So these are all, see, these are all vessels. See, these are all vessels. Now, sorry, these are all fibers. These are fibers. This is a, in the center there is a big vessel is there and fiber is there. Then the third one is trachea. Third one is third one is C, trachea. This is a trachea. So here the trachea is also showing some bits. Okay. These three are non-living cells. Xylem trachea, xylem vessel, xylem fibers. These three are non-living cells. Okay, and the fourth one is xylem parenchyma. See, these are the parenchyma cells. These parenchyma cells are living cells. So they are having some protoplasm as well as the nucleus. Now, as per our definition, it is a complex tissue. It is a complex tissue which shows some heterogeneous nature. Some heterogeneous nature means composed with different types of cells. Different types of cells. Its structure is different. Its structure is different. Okay, they all together put together as a one tissue that is very complex in nature. So it is in a complex, a permanent tissue. Clear? So having a diverse function. Diverse function. So for example, if you take a fiber, its only the role is for mechanical support. Fibers will give a support only. So whereas vessels and trachea directly involved in the conduction of water and minerals. If you take a parenchyma, it stored the food material, the form of a starch or in the form of a fat, whatever it is. Okay, so this is the structure of a xylem and xylem elements and its role. Please remember. So as per our definition, it is in a complex, a permanent tissue. So, this I will stop here. Okay. So this is about the phloem. We will see the phloem in the coming videos, the next video.